Cooking in the wintertime can be simple, natural, and wholesome, and one of the things that indigenous people have eaten for hundreds and maybe even thousands of years are good old beans. Simple food, we want to make sure that they're really easy to digest, so we take beans and we put them in a pot of some sort and fill the pot up with water, soak them overnight, and that begins the sprouting process. Soak them at least 12 hours, if not 24, and they'll begin to sprout. And that means the carbohydrates and proteins will begin breaking down into simpler carbohydrates and proteins and become really easy for our digestive system to handle. We actually try and buy bulk, so we're not using a lot of packaging, and we buy our beans in this big bag where we have them grown over in the farms nearby our community. So I actually started these beans cooking this morning, and these are pinto beans, which are one of the simple foods of the Southwest, and I'll show you what ingredients I like to add. The ingredients actually come from the principle of creating a balance in our food that helps our immune system, helps us be more strong and healthy. Antiviral, antibacterial, antifungal, herbs and spices, and oh man, do they make it taste good. So we're going to start out with oregano, and I mean we put a lot of oregano in. Oregano is antiviral. It actually can kick herpes out of this. So oregano is one of my key ingredients. Cumin is a spice of India, and we put a good heaping teaspoon of that in. In this part of the country, chilies are a really important part of our lives, and so I've got kind of a medium red chili here, and I'm going to actually put this big heaping tablespoon of it in. That's a lot. It seems like a lot. You know, we're used to these little sprinkles from these jars we get at the grocery store, but we buy all these things bulk, and then we have the freedom to add enough. It actually becomes part of our meal instead of just a seasoning. So I'm going to put some onion powder, because today I don't have a raw onion, but normally I might also add a diced up onion as well. Another really great preventative spice is any kind of curry mix. So you can pick up any kind of curry mix you like, mild, spicy, whatever, and add a nice spoonful of that. All of this is going to kind of disappear in the broth of the beans, and one of the things that we're so used to in this culture as meat eaters, we're used to having fat in our foods, and so a really nice thing to add is some good, healthy virgin olive oil, and that will give a little bit of oiliness, a little bit of fat that our bodies really need to deal with temperature changes, really make the beans tasty. And then we're going to add a few fresh veggies. Ginger, whole ginger root is also another just incredibly nourishing preventative herb, spice, root. So I add it in big chunks, and they go into the beans, and hopefully you're not the one who finds it in your bowl, because if you are and you bite down on it, it's a little bit hot and spicy. We've gotten used to that here in our house. Who gets the ginger is always the great surprise. So some cilantro, some diced peppers, yellow pepper there, a few cloves of garlic. This is what a clove of garlic looks like. This is a bulb, so we'll take a few cloves of garlic and dice them up, and those go in, and then we stir it up and let it simmer on low temperature for 4, 5, 6 hours until the beans are really tender. System to process. So we cooked those beans today with some really awesome herbs and spices. We've got oregano, cumin, curry powder, onions, garlic, ginger, and those herbs and spices are added not only for flavor, but also to make the beans really hearty for our immune system. So right here at the end, we're going to add a little bit of raw soy sauce. We also added olive oil, and the beans are now ready to serve. They cooked all day long and on a really low heat. You can do them in a crock pot or do them on your stove, whatever you have. And we've cooked up some rice. We'll make a nice plate full of food for dinner here. Some rice as a base, and then a nice little serving of pinto beans on top that are seasoned with all those great herbs and spices that we put in them. And we've got grated cabbage and chopped tomatoes and peppers, a nice dinner. And this is just a sampling of what is going to be going on at Raw Health Rocks. Come and visit us, learn about dietary transition, learn about healthy lifestyle, and we'll see you there.